Hey guys, it's Gwen Fox, and you know what? I am super excited that you're here. And today's going to be really interesting because it's a demo and it's going to be on. Do you remember the last video that I did that was about transparent and opaque and how to make your painting glow by using transparent first on the canvas or on the paper, and then next to it you have an opaque. That's what makes the transparent glow, is the fact that you've got the opposite of it. Now, do you have to have the opposite on the color wheel with it? Not necessarily. It's just make sure that it's an opaque. But I know we've covered that. But then I had people write me and say, but how do I use this? How do I take what you showed me in the first video and make it into something, either an abstract or whatever they want? And so I'm going to do a landscape, it's a demo, guys. There is a disclaimer here. I am not a landscape painter, but I wanted to show you how you can use it in a painting. So if you've got questions, though, after this, make sure you post them. And by the way, please do your comments because I love them. I think they're so cool. They're great. I answer them. I think you're the very best. So, but let's get going on the demo. Draw this around it just to give me an indication of where I'm going. All right, now here's the middle. Here's the middle. So I don't necessarily want anything happening there, but let's just do a scene, a mountain scene. I'm in Colorado, why not? Okay, so then let's make some trees here. And let's make some trees over here. See, I told you I'm not a landscape painter. That's just not my forte, but that's okay. All right, so this is going to be back further. Now, my glow part is going to be, I'm just going to kind of make it here. You wouldn't draw anything like this if you were doing your landscape. And so this is going to be the glow part. So that is, now I think that might be better. This is the glow part. Now I'm going to be using oil, but you can use acrylic, you can use watercolor, you can use anything you want. But let's just get going on this and see what we can't come up with. So I am going to, these are mountains right here, sky, trees, this is the glow. So I'm going to go ahead and put the glow in right now because I want it to dry a little bit. And I'm just adding Gamsol to this just to thin it out, just to make it a little thinner. Now I'm going to put some I'm going to put some of the glow stuff throughout here, just because I can. I want to, so I can do that. Look what this did. I merely have Gamsol on here. And I've got obviously a little bit of, I'm using Indian yellow. And so to me, the charcoal or the pencil is black. That makes a nice green, a muted green. So now let's do the mountains. If I can get a little warmer gray in here, that's getting a little green. Always paint over it so we don't have to worry about that. I love mixing colors. Now, in order to get this, I've merely mixed a little gray, a little black, white, some blue. So, not exactly the color that I want. No big deal. Now let's do the sky for fun. Everything's for fun. Everything. In painting, you gotta have fun. You just have to have fun. Because if you don't, you're missing the whole point. Now we're going to do a little bit of we're going to do a green for the trees. So I'm going to be using a sap green for mine. And so here is, I'm going to leave a little bit of the gold that I have put down here before. Now these trees, I really would prefer to have them back a little bit more. So I think what I will do is make them a little bit bluer. Now, there's not enough contrast, but it's okay. We're just beginning this. You know, when you watch people demo, you think, no, that's not the right thing. You can't, oh no, don't do that. And I've done that. So the reason that I know that is because that's what I've done. Now, in order to get this to glow, I am going to go I'm going to use the opposite of the color wheel, which is a violet, but I'm going to tone it down. I'm going to add a touch of black, a touch of white, make it more gray, purple. Let's see if this is going to work. Now, I have nothing back here. This glows, but I have nothing back here that is saying that I'm supposed to go there. So for fun, let's just put a little house back there. Little red roofed house right along in here. Now, the last thing we want to do is make a house. We want to make the indication of one. And the way we do an indication is by literally that. You just do an indication. You just put down some marks. That's all. And see, I've got this. This is wet. So if I were really doing this in a painting, I would not have it wet here because that's not good. So let's see if we can. See, part of learning how to paint is learning how to correct mistakes. And this is a mistake. Now, this is pretty dorky. You wouldn't normally have this, but this is how we're going to learn how to see the glow. Gonna mess it up a little bit. In my opinion, it's just a little stiff. And trust me, guys, this is a very bad painting, but we want a glow. We want our glow to really show up. It can be there, it can be here with the mountains and the sky. But here is the glow. This is what you want. As I say, not a great painting. I'm not an abstract. I am an abstract painter. I'm not a landscape painter. But this whole thing is just so you can see this glows. Why? Because I put it on pure white canvas, and therefore it reflects what's underneath. So now go do a painting that glows in something. Do a still life, do a landscape, do an abstract, do a floral. Remember, this process is so fabulous. See you in a couple of weeks. I love you. Leave a comment.